Hi everyone. So I had this wonderful idea because I was going to be in La Jolla and I thought I can shoot some beach content and talk to you about why I love gardening and why I garden. But it was such a beautiful day and clearly everybody had the same idea to be out there and there was no space. There was no space to shoot and kind of no privacy because everybody was just all over, which I'm not mad about it. I love when people enjoy the day. Um, and it was such a beautiful day. It's still such a beautiful day out. And so here I am. I'm talking to you about why I garden. And why I garden is because I love gardening. I don't see it as a chore. I don't see it as a task or a mundane thing to do. It's something I genuinely love and something that I'm still growing and learning in. I'm an amateur and I feel like I will forever call myself an amateur. I don't think I will ever master it, but I will be good enough to still provide for my family, and that's all that matters for me. I'm not going to be super scientific, maybe eventually years down the road, but I don't see myself as being super scientific when it comes to gardening. It's more amateur, have fun with it and just try it. Like just throw some seeds there. Let's see what happens. Obviously not super careless, but also a little bit rebellious and just going with it. So that's kind of my take and approach with gardening. And and the reason why I'm that way is because I don't want this to be something I'm stressing about. Because there's just so much in life. As a mom and a wife, I call myself house manager. I manage the home. So I already have a lot. Like thinking about what I'm going to make for dinner is the everyday stress. That process, that mental process is not what I want to have when it comes to gardening. I want to enjoy it. So, which is why sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna throw some seeds here, see what happens. But I love gardening because it's it's like the pathway to, in my opinion, to having a long, healthy life. My husband and I are both in our mid 40s, and it's kind of like retirement. You're getting close to retirement. You want to make sure all your ducks are lined up in a row. Well, the same application for me mentally is having our ducks in a row when it comes to our health. I don't want to wake up one day and go, uh-oh, like we are not doing good with our health and now we have to get ready. It's kind of that saying like stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So it's just staying ready, it's staying healthy, and it's doing all the things. As long as you do all the things daily, then you're good. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be this fitness queen. But as long as you are staying up to date and you're staying consistent and staying ready, that is the key, because this is a lifelong lifestyle forever. It's not just, okay, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna get toned up, I'm gonna get healthy, and then I get to enjoy um, whatever junk food or whatever. Now my husband and I aren't like super lean and super fit. We probably were when maybe like 10 years ago, we were. And definitely when I was younger, I was super fit, running 3 miles, sometimes 5 miles, walking it, not a runner, but I did what I could, hiking a ton, trail running. I love trail running. Anyhow, I garden because I want to have a long, long, just healthy life. I want my daughter's going to get married someday. She's going to have kids someday. We're going to be grandparents someday. And I want to be those fit parents. I want to be those parents where grandparents that she can depend on, and to be the kind where she's like, hey, we're going to Disneyland. You want to come? Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not going to be like, oh, no, no, no. Like, leave me behind. You go ahead and go. I don't want to be that person. I want to be so active and so fit. My husband and I, like I told him, like my goal is for us to be physically independent from one another. I want us to just be able to go for walks. We love going for walks at the beach. Like usually our Saturday mornings consist of going to the coffee shop and then going going to Coronado to go for a walk. That's usually our Saturday mornings, and then we'll do some estate sales, especially if there's some in the area. We'll do some estate sale shopping, but that's usually our go-to mornings. We've done a lot of hiking together. We go a lot of baseball games together. So I want us to be able to go on trips and still continue our lifestyle and just enjoy each other and not me be dependent on him or the other way around. I mean, if that's what happens, then that's okay. We love each other, and by default, that's what we're gonna do. But my goal is for us to live a long, healthy life and take advantage of whatever resources are out there, like red light therapy, chiropractor, whatever holistic, healthy, non-invasive health resources that are out there. I want to take advantage of if that's going to help us long term. So that's one of the main reasons why I garden. Secondly, is my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, probably I think it was like 2014, and so when I've talked to a lot of people who's had someone in their family with cancer, and we all have gone down that cancer rabbit hole of how to protect yourself from getting cancer. So that's another big factor of why I garden. I learned how important it is to have non-toxic, clean hygiene, like deodorant, especially deodorant, because of your lymph nodes. If you don't know about your lymph nodes, I highly encourage you to study just the basics about lymph nodes and how they're so important to your health. And how they're kind of like the root to, if they're stagnant, they're kind of like the root cause and the culprit to illnesses, chronic diseases, cancer. There's obviously like parasites and other things that come into play too, but it's very, very important to be aware about your lymphatic system. For Christmas, I got my family a family gift. So we have a home gym in our garage, and I feel like every year we add a couple of things. One of the first pieces that we got for our family gym was a Peloton bike, which we love and still use. Again, it's for our health, and we don't see it as like a splurge. We see it as an investment. This is a long-term thing. This is for our health. And then my husband got like a weight rack. Got that. He kind of got that without me knowing. It was kind of like one of those things of like, I'll tell her when it gets delivered. But I'm not mad about it because I see it as an investment to our health. Even if I don't really use that one that much, we do have regular weights. My husband sold our weights and upgraded to some new ones. So we do a lot of that, like selling and then using that to upgrade. But for Christmas, I got us a vibration plate. I don't know if you've seen those. They're kind of a trend right now, but I'm not mad about it because a lot of people are all about their lymphatic system. And that's a big key. The vibration plate is a big key to improving your lymphatic system. Obviously, a lot of other benefits to using that too, but the main takeaway is your lymphatic system and just getting it moving and not letting it be stagnant. So again, I'm all about investing in our health. And so when it comes to gardening, I'm all about investing into our health. And with my mom having cancer and having health issues, even more so, it's a visual reminder of take control of what you can. Don't stress about it. Don't stress about life because there's so many things can be worse, right? But let's be happy. Let's enjoy life. Let's make the most of life. Let's be as positive as we possibly can. I love gardening because of health and because it's a hobby and because I'm kind of living my Martha Stewart in a garden type dream of going out there, getting some mint, wait to have fresh lemonade and use the mint from our garden We have like 4 types going on right now, and I'm so excited just to like we're just living that reality. And it's not perfect. It's not super like HGTV, AD, Architectural Digest type beautiful, but it's art beautiful. And there's tons of potential, and I'm enjoying it and I'm loving it. And the little girl in me, I can think of my 10-year-old self, my 11-year-old self thinking of me now, like, wow, you have a garden. You have a KitchenAid stand mixer. You don't know for how long I would salivate watching Martha Stewart using her KitchenAid stand mixer. I never even knew what the name was. I thought it was just like a blender, which it kind of is. But I used to think like, man, that thing is probably super expensive. I'm not gonna ask my parents to get me one because I didn't even know like where would you get one. What's the name of it? I didn't know anything. I was just a kid. But now I have my KitchenAid stand mixer, which I've had for like over 10 years, and it's the best thing ever. But we have the garden, and we're expanding it. We got 3 new fruit trees this year, and they have tons of blossoms on them. So it's about affordability and what you can do. Like the trees were $40. That's not a lot, and we only get them every January because that's when they're for sale. Our next tree is avocado tree. We really want to get an avocado tree. This is like another reason I love gardening. So we have this neighbor across the street and good friend. And when I first started gardening, I had a harvest. I think I gave him like 2 huge zucchinis. And he was like, oh my gosh, what can I give you? And I was like, I never had thought of getting anything in return because I just give to give, not give to receive. And he was like, what can I give you? And I said, nothing, just take it. It's my treat. And he was like, no, I gotta give you something. He was like, wait, do you want fresh eggs? And then I was like, no, it's okay. He's like, let me give you some fresh eggs. I had no idea that they had a chicken coop. So he came out with a fully fresh dozen eggs. And I thought, wow, that's cool. And he was like, yeah, anytime you want to trade. So I thought that was super cool. Another neighbor also has a chicken coop, and we went there for brunch one day, and I brought lettuce and whatever we had because they were so excited for our garden to be back, and the garden transformation that we got. And so I brought whatever was ready, and then they gave me fresh eggs. So that's another reason why I love gardening is it's kind of like a barter. I mean, you just share, and it builds community. And thankfully in my neighborhood, there's a lot of people with citrus trees, a lot of people with gardens in their backyard. So it's very friendly when it comes to that. I eventually want to do something in my neighborhood where we can have our own little like farmers market with each other and share. So those are the reasons why I love gardening and why I garden. It's health. The main reason it's health, and also I love it. It's a hobby. It's a lifelong hobby, and you get to share. As I said, I dropped off the kale with the coffee shop that we go to, and they were so happy. He was like, oh, I can't wait to have this for dinner. So it's sharing my Bible study. I think the last time we were there, I gave him a lot of kale, I think I gave him a zucchini, parsley, oregano, whatever I had ready to go. And then kale's just growing and growing, growing, growing. So I'm always handing that out. But yeah, sharing is like the best thing to do with the garden. But anyways, it took a little bit longer than expected. But that is why I love gardening and why I garden. So if you have any questions on gardening, if I hope this is like a source of inspiration and encouragement and motivation for you to garden if you're not already, just do it. I hope you enjoyed this long and lengthy of why I garden episode. Have a great day.